All right. All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We have 5 people already here. And welcome again to the live frame, the live streaming session from me, Rofan, in my YouTube channel. So today I'm gonna do live streaming together with my friend. So we met on Substack. It's called Justin. So Justin is a host of the photography podcast called Negative Influence. So without further ado, I'll gonna let Justin in from the backstage.
Hey man, thanks for having me.
Yo, hi man, how doing man?
I'm I'm excited, man. I've been waiting to talk to you for a while.
I know, right? It's been a while. We plan to have a talk or something, but I mean schedule conflicting and everything, so it's been hard. Also, the time difference, man. We are very early morning and I'm very late night. So glad and really appreciate you want to do in 9 a.m. or on your time today.
Oh, anytime, man. Anytime. I rarely sleep as it is, so I can be up late, I can be up early. I sleep like 3 or 4 hours a night, so I'm usually always available.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I was like when I do live 2 weeks ago, I think, with Raf, and then you joining in, and then I was immediately okay. Next time I need to do with you on the live stream because I think in this live stream, I mean, like the first live stream was only me, like talking about photo books and everything. Second live stream with Raf, because we bought a same printer, and then I think I have some question to him. And then this one with you also, I think main intention is because I have question for you. It's a waste,
Well,
and
hopefully I have answers.
yeah, especially about the podcast and the Substack content creation and everything. I mean, I've never been to America. I've never been to US. So I think would love to learn something like a point of view from how photography, like film photography, doing there and everything. So yeah, I mean, yeah, let's get started. I think when I first met you, I think we first met on Substack, right?
Correct. Yes, we did.
Yeah, right. So Substack, I think Substack again. I told this to a lot of my friend quite a lot. Like Substack changing my life, man. I mean, in terms of like content creation, cause I've been I've been on the like cycle of posting daily, both on Instagram and Twitter. By the way, Twitter is huge in Japan. Everyone like uploading their photo on Twitter compared to Instagram.
Really? I don't even
Yeah.
have an account here. I don't know anybody that uses it.
Yeah, yeah. Twitter for photographer is huge, pretty huge in Japan. Everyone like announcing their exhibition, selling photo books, prints, or upload daily on Twitter. So it's a huge if you want to build an audience in Japan, because I want to build an audience in Japan, right? So I was there for like posting daily, like literally daily, and you can imagine that I'm only shoot film, and then uh posting daily with film is expensive, man,
It's
right?
very
And
expensive.
then yeah, and then the intention was changed because previously I shoot, like I took a photo for myself, or like for maybe I have a little project or something, now for posting on Twitter or Instagram. And then my intention was changed, was like oh, what usually type of photo that usually got a lot of like engagement or in like likes or retweets and everything. And then I realized earlier this year, I think I joined Substack because I'm tired. I'm tired of posting daily. I was really tired, man. And then it was also expensive, right? And then I was really tired, and then I don't really appreciate my photo like I did before. And I was like, I need to change. I don't want to post like daily like just because of I need to do post like a task, right? And then when I joined Substack and then try to post my photo as well as telling a story behind the photo, and then I saw like a lot of people doing the same. And then I met you, I met Dan, I met Hans, I met everyone doing the same. And then I really enjoy. And then one thing I noticed is that in Substack, when you post a photo with essay, with story, and then people connect, like people commenting. Of course, I don't know, like people read or not, I don't know. But like, I think at least they're trying to connect in a different way when you connect on Instagram or Twitter. Usually on Instagram, on Twitter, they just like and then scroll to the next post. But here, like they at least stop looking at the photo, story a little bit, maybe not 100% reading, maybe 30% is fine, and then commenting, right? Commenting and then trying to connect and everything. And then I met you, I met Dan, I met everyone, and it's really been enjoyable so far. I still posting weekly now, and will continue it until I don't know when. So, what do you think about Substack, man? What did you enjoy the most about that?
Man, Substack has changed my life. It's been crazy because my podcast wouldn't exist without
Ah, that's
Substack.
true. Yeah, yeah.
It's been crazy. I started Substack, and within 2 months of starting Substack, I launched the podcast. And the people I've met through Substack have come on the podcast. They've created incredible work, incredible stories that they're just putting out there without expecting anything in return. And I think it's people seeking a different kind of engagement than they would be on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that. It's just they're looking for that longer form content, I think, where they can build a community and have connection as opposed to just being some kind of statistic in the algorithm.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's For me, writing has always been a strong point. When I was younger, anytime we had to write about what we wanted to be when we got older, I always chose an author. So when I started doing photography and saw the opportunity to introduce writing into that, I was very excited about it. And I never looked back on it. The day I joined Substack is the day I stopped using Instagram for like 6 months.
Dang.
Yeah,
it's
immediately just
it's
dropped it.
it's that enjoyable, yeah. It's that
Yeah,
enjoyable.
it is. It's a different kind of interaction. It's the trolls that may be on other social media really don't make an appearance on Substack. I've had one or two people that would come on and try to start some kind of argument or
Hmm.
start trouble for no reason. If they have a counter argument to a post I have, that's fine. But if they're there just to stir the pot, then you just block them and then you have to wait 6 months for the next one.
Yeah, yeah. In 6 months. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I think yeah, the connection. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just different. I can like not only share my photos, but also share my experience in doing like taking photos as well, which is great. And I can read from other people to other side of the world, which is nice as well. Yeah. Anyway, before that, because this is our first time like talking to each other
Yeah,
outside Substack. What do you do for life, man? Like, do you do like a full time photography or like
photo and video. Yeah, I work for a
nice?
video production company doing like music videos, commercials. I do
Damn,
family photos and portraits on the side. Just anything to do with photo and video, and I'm all about it.
damn. Have you ever like? Cause I do design,
Yeah,
and then I was at the time where I do design, and then I do a side job on design as well, and then I felt burnt out. Do you feel that on photography? Like you do for a company, photo and video, and then I'm pretty sure you also do taking some side jobs of photographing someone weddings or like
yeah.
models or something, right? Have you ever like feel burnt
Uh,
out or
with
something?
with photography itself, I haven't really felt burned out, and I think it's because the minute I start to feel that, I start trying to learn something new about photography, or I start trying to find a different kind of technique that I may not have learned. Like right now, I'm working on those. What are they called? It's where you try to make a digital camera look like medium format by. It's like the bokeh panoramas. I can't remember what it's called,
Mm.
but it's great for family portraits and
Mm.
stitching images together. It's really cool, and I think it's interesting and not something that a lot of people are doing in my area. So it's just a way to differentiate myself and learn new skills and keep it fresh. And there's so many things I can learn and try and experiment with that photography hasn't managed to get stale for me yet. And especially with
Mm.
like all kinds of different films and stuff, just changing a film or trying a film you haven't used before can unlock something that makes you want to pursue that further.
Yeah,
What about you?
that
Are you
is
feeling burned out on it?
nah, especially like so far it's not. I think I keep producing because sometimes people ask me like how can you do a lot of things at once, like you still work full time as a designer but you also do a lot of thing in photography, and then I feel like I don't know because I like doing it because most of the time I only do like maximum 4 hours at night, so from usually from 9 to 12 p.m, 9 p.m to 12 a.m, and then I was like yeah, I just there is no problem for that because I'm happy doing it, right? And then I usually go out on the weekend, shoot some footage, and then go back home, develop some film on the lab, or while waiting for a development, I'm doing some editing on the video and then put some photos inside the video and then publish it in a week. And then there is no problem on that. So I don't know. Yeah, so far I don't feel burnt out yet,
Are you,
because I'm
are
still
you putting out a
happy.
video a week?
Uh, Now once in a 2 week. Like previous, I think for the past 3 months is once a week.
Yeah, that's a lot, man. That's a
That's a lot.
lot of video editing.
That's a lot.
Because
Yeah.
I was doing that with my channel. Before Negative Influence, I had another photography
Oh,
channel.
you have
And I
another?
was putting, yeah, and I was putting out a video every week for a minute. And then it was once every 2 weeks. And then I went on vacation from it, never went back to doing it, and launched the podcast. It was
Yeah,
so
yeah,
because
yeah.
I grinded for a year and a half on my personal
Mm,
channel, and then this podcast already overtook that channel by a long shot
mm, mm, mm.
because I
Yeah,
was
I
the poor
think.
man's Jason Comerfeld.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I was not really grinding. I think because I have some kind of workflow that made me can do that thing like once a week, like okay, cutting and then subtitle and then music and then photo. So if all the footage is done and all of the video flow, and then not not really storyboard, I'm never really use the storyboard kind of like that, but it's like a flow, like video flow is done, everything is done, and then just like put it can be done in a week. But yeah, now I'm going at least once in a 2 weeks, but I want to increase the quality of it.
I've
Like it's
noticed your quality. Yeah, it's gone way up from the when I first started watching it. I was like, wow, his cinematic look, his like because you've always been very
thank you, man.
cinematic with your work, but
Yeah.
like especially lately, I've been watching it like, man, he really stepped his game up. And before we were conversational, like before we talked on Substack or Instagram, me, Hans, and Dan would always be like, man, he's putting out some incredible work over there. And I think it was right before we all started talking together, and I was like, man, he's gonna be a problem if his YouTube ever takes off.
Thank you, appreciate it, man. Cause yeah, I really want to step up the game in the editing, in the especially in the how I shoot the footage and how I tell a story with the visuals. Cause my usual problem is like metaphor kind of thing, how to say something with a 10 seconds footage, for example. And then in photography, I think, oh, I want to tell a story about, let's say, my neighborhood, right? And then I just take a pictures of like things, say like things I like, the path, my path to go to work, for example. This is what, and then I can frame it like this is what I saw every time in the morning, right? That's the story.
Yep.
But in video, like I want to tell something, and then I need to do some, like, say, like, I want to say, oh, I'm thinking. So how to how to say that in a video? Like if you're doing something like acting something like this, is boring, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe you need to take your, like, in a different place, you like running, and then you put those running in your head, like, oh, I'm running in my mind, for example, and that
Yeah, you have to
takes a
make
lot
it
of
visually
time, right?
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's take a lot of time, a lot of thinking of metaphor and everything. So I want to step up on that side, but I know it's probably hard and cannot do that in once a week. It's
Yeah. I
impossible.
did notice you changed something up with your talking, like the talking head piece.
Mm.
In the video I watched, you had a cutaway to another camera. And I was like, you don't
Yes,
see
yes,
that
yes,
very
yes.
often. Yeah, I saw it. I
Yeah,
noticed
yeah,
it.
yeah,
I
yeah,
see you
yeah.
putting in that extra video work.
Thank you for noticing that. Cause yeah. I was like changing. Yeah. So it's not get bored. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Cause
was a nice way to
yeah,
visually change the scene without like having to have B-roll or anything like that. It
yeah,
was just enough to change the scene to where you could,
yeah,
that it draws the eyes back to the
yeah,
screen when
yeah,
somebody might be thinking about switching off.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was thinking like that. Like, oh, it's nice to switch visuals and then make it more interesting. But at the same time, the Kyle McDougall, for example, or Matt Day, it's really simple, man. Like his video is really simple. That's
Yeah.
it. Like it's just, okay, I'm shooting this, I'm testing this film, and then that's it. It's one talking head, clear, straightforward. So I was like, previously I was debating, like, should I make it like more, but yeah, now I'm just trying to what I want, what I like to do. Oh, so this is me, and then this is what I like to do. This is what I like to try, and then I just put it there.
One
Yeah.
thing I would consider doing if I were in your shoes and doing the
Hmm?
vlog thing again, which I'm going to be doing next month. I am doing a vlog.
Nice.
Um, I would wear my like Rode Go mic out in the field and just set up one camera filming me while I was framing a shot, and then like just free flow my thoughts of like, well, I don't really like the way
Mm,
that's lining up. I want to do that, and that could be a way
mm.
to get your thoughts out there. And it's just a simple cutaway.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting thing. Oh, true. Yeah.
Because
Do you do
McDougal
you
will do that.
yeah. Do you think about different angle or one angle,
When
or
I'm
like you put,
out in the field
yeah.
shooting, out in the
Yeah.
field, I'll use an Action 4 camera from DJI. I will set that up somewhere for something I think looks cinematic, and then I'll just toss my phone up somewhere else and hope for the best. Like the
Mm,
phone is just
mm.
the B roll for me.
I see. I see. Yeah. Cuz the thing is, like, when I started YouTube, the hardest part for me is that to differentiate between when I shoot photo and when I taking footage. Sometimes I can enjoy shooting photo, but I forgot to take a B-roll,
Yeah.
or vice versa. I'm taking a B-roll a lot, and it's a nice footage, but I don't really enjoy the shoot. The photo come out not really nice. Have you feel
Yeah.
that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would take time. Okay, I'll give you an example. I was going to create a series of reels or TikTok shorts or whatever 2 weeks ago, and I spent all day shooting a roll of gold 200 on medium format, and I was like recording the camera and like the slow motion sounds, and then panning up to my subject, and somehow I don't know how I didn't realize it when I was spooling on the film in the Patterson tank, but that one particular roll of Kodak had been double rolled in photo paper.
Oh
So
wow.
I got zero exposures, none, no photos. All 15 of them just gone. Because the film was wedged between the two pieces of photo paper.
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
no
yeah.
idea how it happened. I even took a photo for evidence and I sent it to the guys and they're like, I have never seen that before. But I was devastated, inconsolable. It ruined my week.
Yeah. I know, right? Like everything happens in a film, and then you ruin it. yeah, it also ruin your week, your days, and everything.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
because it was photos of the kids. I actually got them to go out and
Hmm.
pose for stuff because I was going to do a Substack piece about starting to use the Mamiya 645 for professional
Hmm.
work. And it immediately bombed. Immediately, I was like, well, maybe I'm not putting this into professional work yet.
Oh, I heard from, yeah, you're talking about Mamiya 645. I heard from Dan that recently you really enjoy medium format photography film.
Yep.
How was that? What camera did you use?
I used the first time I used medium format, it was the Yashica A that Ulysses sent me. Ulysses Del Toro sent it over to me. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't expecting it. He was supposed to be sending me something else, and then this camera shows up with some
Damn.
film already in it. I'm like, man, now I gotta use this. And then I was afraid of breaking it. And I yelled at him about it yesterday. He's like, "Do you want me to send you this camera?" I'm like, "Please stop sending me things. I'm so afraid I'm gonna break your stuff."
Can he send to Japan somehow?
I'm dude.
No,
If
no, no.
there's
I'm,
anybody who
I'm
can find a
kidding.
way, it's him.
Yeah.
He's fully responsible for all the shipping. While I'm thinking of it, I do want to give a big shout out to Ulysses because he sent me and my fiance a wedding gift yesterday. So, and I know he's listening to this.
Crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I just subscribe to each other and follow to each other. With Ulysses, I think through you, because I think
Yeah,
he somehow saw our post, and I saw yeah, from your post or something, and then we subscribe to each other. So yeah, I'm looking forward to also see his work in any way.
he's fun. He's a big
Yeah.
teddy bear.
How's the podcast going, man?
Man, it's been crazy. I did not expect the response it has gotten. I didn't expect the guests I've already had, and I'm less than 50 episodes in and have no idea where I'm going with it next. But it's just a fun way to stay sane for me. It's building another community from Substack. So it's like a little neighborhood of Substack for me, but I'm also talking to people from other neighborhoods. So it's almost like a community hub where people bump into each other and like, hey, I remember that guy. He was on the podcast. Or I remember that chick. She was on the podcast. And so it's really cool to see all these people come together at one place and then interact elsewhere. Like they meet at my
Oh,
place, but then they hang out other
hmm.
places.
I see, I see. So it's become like converting from podcast from Substack to real life.
Yes. Yeah,
Damn.
the
Yeah, they,
podcast is definitely something that has kept me sane through this year. It's I've made genuinely good friends. Some of them are my best friends, and none of them live anywhere near me. There's like Southern California, Japan, Canada, South Korea, and it's just
yeah.
so awesome that this chance has presented itself. It's I started it off as stupid idea somebody said in a comment on Substack. Like, if you like to talk so much, why don't you just start a podcast? And I was like, well, maybe I will. And then I did, and I'm like, oh no, I'm in over my head. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. That's crazy. Cause I remember the first time you post on your Substack about your podcast, and then I restack it, and then I said like, I'm looking forward to it. I think at that time we just connected to each other. We don't really know each other, and then the reason why I commented like and want to support you is because doing a podcast is something I want to do from a long time ago. But
Yeah,
I always like no, only podcast, because I did writing, I did photography, of course, I did YouTube, everything, like I tried everything. But podcast, man, I always like ah maybe not now, maybe not now, and then I always held myself to do that. And then I think like the reason, like the biggest reason why I held myself is because do people wants to hear that? Like do I'm
I
like,
still struggle with it.
yeah, like people don't know me, and then why they want to like hear me talking in like for 1 hour, right? And then I was like, yeah, I think that's also why I want to do live stream with you, because this is really like connected to me personally. like doing a podcast and everything. And then I was like want to ask like when you start a podcast, what are your first intention
When I first
to
started the
start?
podcast,
Yeah.
uh, I think it was just to start conversations and try to support other photographers and learn things because I always feel like if you're not learning things, then your style's getting stale. You're not really evolving or changing things. It's just you're just churning that out. And I got tired of living in that echo chamber where I was just patting myself on the
Yeah.
back or tearing myself down to the ground. And it was nice to be able to share some of the thoughts that I'm having and realize that other people have this too. They're always worried about, oh, is this the best work I could be doing? Or do I even know what I'm doing? Is this worth doing? And then when I started talking to more and more successful photographers and people who I look up to and heard them saying the same things, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess this is something that all humans go through and it's not special for me. So I've never had an original experience in my life and we're all just suffering together.
Damn, yeah. Cause for me, like, I mean, technically this is a podcast, right?
Yeah, you
or
did it. You're here, man. You've
but
arrived.
but yeah, but live stream. But I think yeah, I always like, for example, like okay, let's start like with the intention of learning something new, and then let's start with always with like what I want to ask, like what I want to learn from you, for example, in this case. So I think yeah, but yeah, then again, I don't really have an experience to held a conversation like to does is it like should be how can I say like is it should be me to like light up the conversation to do ice breaking all the time when things not goes on your
Yeah.
plan,
If
and then
what
yeah
happens when the guest
how
sucks?
yeah. Like
So
how I also want to ask like how you handle like boring or tedious conversation, how to you know bring this up again, the mood and
yeah,
everything, especially you cannot predict the guest, right? Maybe it's
right.
okay in the chat when you invite them, but in real life, maybe I mean in the live session or something in the podcast when recording, they don't really interested in
Yeah, they just freeze
conversation.
up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I think so. The funny thing is, I have social anxiety. So I don't like being in large groups of people. I don't like talking to strangers that much. And it's kind of something I've learned over the years of just being able to speak and hope what comes out of my mouth sounds good. So I'll keep my mouth going and hope for the best. Sometimes it gets me in trouble. But I don't know. It's just conversation comes naturally to me. I think it's because I'm naturally curious. I have ADHD, so like my
Hmm.
mind goes at a million miles per second. And if somebody mentions one little thing, and let's say a conversation is theoretically boring, if they mention one little thing that catches my interest, I know there's about 12 different branches of information I can request and ask about. If they're talking about, oh yeah, I shot some Color Max the other day, and then when I walk my dog, I'll be like, oh well, what do you like about Color Max? So find your
Hmm.
little ways to get into that conversation to
Ah,
get it right back on track.
that's
It's
interesting. Yeah, find little things and then get back to that, and then start an like an quote unquote new conversation from that, and then doing that again, right? And then you
yeah,
just see like it's already 2 hours, kind of like that.
yeah, that's exactly what happens. Sometimes you do that what feels like 2 hours, and you look up and it's 15 minutes. And you're like, it's gonna be a long hour and a half.
Okay, so there's two sides of the
It's usually when
conversation.
I'm talking to Hans. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love Hans.
Okay, Hans. Yeah, yeah. Hans and Hans and I were really close. Like we already like the time zone is the same.
Yeah,
Really close. So yeah, I really want to visit South Korea. I never do that. Hopefully Hans also want to visit Japan. So hopefully,
Hans wants to visit everywhere.
have you ever go to Japan, or do you have plan to go to Japan anytime soon?
I do not. There's a lot of places that I want to go, but I'm a photographer, so I can't afford to go there. Uh, I I think my next big trip is probably going to be Southern California sometime next year, or I'm going to Rochester, New York
Hmm.
for something that I can't talk about.
It's really secret, like secret
Yeah,
trip.
I'll tell you off. I'll tell you off the live
Oh
stream.
yeah, yeah, okay, okay. That's great. Okay, yeah, man. About podcast, and then I think so far, like what things that below your expectation and what is exceed your expectation so far.
So what's exceeded my? I'll start with exceed. So what has
Okay.
exceeded my expectations is the response to it, because nobody knew who I was on Substack. Nobody knew anything like that, and they just took a chance on me, and everybody's been really supportive of it and sharing it. And without that happening, this podcast would have went nowhere. So the fact that the community kind of rallied together and everyone's like, "That's the podcast we're supporting," it's been phenomenal, because I couldn't have done it by myself. I don't pay for marketing. I don't pay for sponsored ads. It's been everybody else who supported the show that's taken it past this, because the only thing I do is record it, post it to YouTube, Substack, and all the audio streaming services, and then I post about it on Instagram, and then I'm done. That's my marketing.
Hmm. Hmm.
It would probably be further
And
along if
then
I had a
yeah,
better marketing plan, but I want it to be like an organic thing where everybody genuinely cares about
yeah.
it.
I think that's the best way. I think so. Maybe it's not as fast as you like maybe paid for ads, but I think slow but steady is a because people will engage compared to
Yes.
like if you paid ads for something. Yeah.
Yeah. Something that's, I wouldn't say it didn't meet my expectations, but it was a rude awakening, was that
Hmm.
just because you have on a guest who has a lot of followers doesn't mean those followers are coming to your channel to watch your stuff. And
Yeah.
unless the guest shares it to their socials, it's not going to be very beneficial. And I was lucky enough that Jason did share the
Hmm.
podcast in like 3 different places. And that really helped the podcast. And it's been growing steadily ever since that episode.
I think that's the turn. Like the click is in Jason podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. I was so glad
After
Jay.
that,
I
it
can't
was
believe
like,
he agreed to it.
man. To be honest with you, I watch all of your podcasts. It's not
Oh,
just
thank you.
because we are on. It's not because we are on the live now, but
Yeah.
genuinely, I genuinely hear your podcast. But only two podcasts that I didn't skip any part of it.
Yeah.
Jason and Kyle McDougall.
Oh, yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
mean, I skip
both
through other people's
episodes is really
podcasts.
enjoyable. Yeah,
Yeah.
both episodes is really enjoyable.
Thank you.
I do uh like listen to it and then pause, but I like remember which minute and then next time I play again. But those two podcasts is I hear all of them. Yeah, for
Well, thank you for listening,
for
man.
2 hours or
Anybody who
something.
even
Yeah,
tunes in. Anybody who tunes in
yeah,
and checks out even 15 minutes, I'm like, not even 15 minutes. If they check it out for 2 minutes, I'm like, hey, at least they looked.
yeah. At least you
Yeah.
get some one count views.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, that YouTube money's rolling in off 30-second views.
Yeah. Please give me that
Yeah.
watch hours, man. Kind of like
Not the
that.
watch out. I need the subscribers. The watch hours are
Yeah.
doing fine. I need the 1,000 subscribers.
Oh yeah, cause that's the minimum, not
So
five
it's
hundred
to make a YouTube partner, you have to have 500 subscribers and
subscribers,
500
three
subscribers and
hours,
3,000 watch hours.
3,000 watch hours,
But to get the AdSense stuff, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and
and
4,000 watch
4,000
hours.
watch hours. Okay.
Yeah.
I
So my
see.
watch hours
Yeah.
are fine, but the subscription
Yeah.
rate is it needs to go up.
Yeah. Do you plan? Cause the tier is like 500 for the first one is 500 subscribers and 3,000 hours of watching.
Yeah.
You already passed that, right?
Yeah, I
But the
passed that.
benefit, I think it's only like membership stuff and etc. Right? It's not
Yeah.
really the thing
You're
you
not
can
making any money
really.
on views anyways.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make money on views anyways unless they count watch hours. If they count
Yeah,
watch hours, I might be real happy, but I don't know
yeah,
how it works. It has to be per view.
yeah. So one of the benefit, so there are three benefit from the first tier, which is membership, supers, and shopping. Supers and shopping, I don't know if that's really making money out of it, but one one single potential is membership. Do you have a plan to do that? Like say if you're like a big,
Yeah.
do you
If
plan
I'm
to make?
big, if I got big, I wouldn't turn memberships on. Like at this level right now, I could see me doing memberships, but if it got to the point where the views were sustaining the channel on income, I'd just turn memberships off and let everybody have the same rewards. And it's
Hmm.
very simple. It's because I don't want to have to create extra content for the members. I just want to create the one thing and let everybody enjoy it. Because
Hmm.
I don't charge for my Substack. I don't charge for the podcast. I don't make any money off of Substack or YouTube. But people will send me things like cameras and film, and that's one
Hmm.
way I guess I get payment.
Yeah.
But it's not really about the money or the things for me. It's about I'm putting this out there and hoping people enjoy it, and the more those people enjoy it and subscribe to it, that's great because more conversations are starting. But it's also
Yeah.
great because then I can get AdSense money and put that money back into the
Hmm.
podcast.
Hmm. And also the bigger you are, the more people wants to support you, right? Like
Yeah.
not only in the form of money, but also like share it or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I like talking about like uh subscriber on things like Substack or YouTube. So I also turn on the paid subscriber on
Yeah.
Substack. I think 2 months ago. And then I was thinking, I want to open a new way for people who wants to support me, but I don't want to paywall things because whenever I find something on Substack that I think it can be useful for me, and then I click and then paywall. Sometimes I get like, ah, man, kind of like that,
Unsubscribe.
and then yeah, and then that's the thing I don't want people to feel when they open my thing on Substack. So
I agree.
now the paid subscriber on my Substack is the only for the people who really wants to support me, because even if you are not a paid subscriber, you still can read all of them. So I only paywall my final thoughts, which is you don't really need it. All the
You're paying for things you
yeah
don't need.
yeah. So so and then I separated, like I only create posts for the paid one is about reviewing something, so it's more on the technical things, kind of things, which is if you open now, you can read all of the reviews of, like, say, paper reviews or film reviews or like scanner reviews. You don't miss a thing even you are not a subscriber. So I think I write something like, even if you are not subscriber, you can read all of this, because yeah, when I started, I feel that way, like paywall is like making me feel not really good in some ways.
Yeah. It feels like it felt like gatekeeping to me. And I don't think anything I write on Substack is worth holding away from people for money.
Hmm.
And it's fun for me to put that out there and have
Hmm.
conversations. And it's great when people do decide that they're going to pay you for that. Or like I have people who have subscribed by the year on Substack now, and I'm like, whoa, hang on, I don't even like me that much. Why are you doing this? So it's great that people feel that way and want to put that money up there, even though they know everything on my Substack is free. They know the podcast is free. I'm not paywalling anything. And I think that alone makes some people more inclined to be like, well, we'll toss them a couple bucks and
Hmm.
see what
Hmm.
happens. And I
Yeah.
don't have any problem with that. I'm not really counting on those people to pay my bills or give me
Hmm.
money to read my nonsense where I just go
Hmm.
off on a tangent on Substack.
Yeah,
So
yeah, man. That's also, I think that's also what I feel. It's like I don't want to like gatekeep this information. You know, like yeah. I mean, of course, inform like to get this review. For example, I spend money, but I think it's so just worth sharing, and it's fine. If you want to support, then support. Thank you so much. But if you don't want, then hopefully this is useful for you, kind of like that.
yeah, and I don't have anything against people who do use the paywall thing because
Yeah,
there are
yeah,
people out there who are putting out
yeah,
full blown magazine style Substack posts. And
yeah.
in that case, I'm like, I totally understand. You have invested time, money, and a month into putting this image, to
Mm.
putting this story out there. However, I just got mad one morning and wrote a Substack post. So I'm not going to charge you for me using this as a like therapy session on Substack.
Yeah. Therapy session. Yeah, maybe that's the value of subscribing to you, the therapy session.
Yeah, man, that's what I really feel like the podcast has become for me. It's like some
Mm.
form of therapy. I have the American healthcare system, so insurance isn't great, but podcasting can be free and it can help you with your therapy needs, people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. That's not about them. That's only about me who don't want to just like paywalling things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it's
yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Mm. No, no, no. You.
I was just going to say that I believe everybody should be paid for their art. I do believe that. So don't think I'm being like he's trying to devalue art
Yeah, yeah.
because I believe everybody should be paid fairly for their art. It's just the writing and the podcast isn't the art that I'm selling. I'll sell prints. I'll put
Mm.
my print store
Mm.
up. People can buy prints to support if they want. It's just I don't necessarily consider my writing to be the art. It's
Mm.
the podcast and the Substack work together as a way to
Mm.
for me to put my art into the world and
Mm.
share other people's art. Because the big guests come on, I get exposure from that. Then I talk to somebody else who may not have that kind of audience. They get the exposure from that. So it's all about that network and sharing of the almighty exposure that everybody talks about so much to maybe
Mm.
get a leg up in the social media world to help you make money in the real world.
Mm. That's true. That's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's yeah. I'm not. I want to make a living from art. So of course, I don't against like buying the arts. And talking about the buying the arts in Japan, it's really interesting because people buy arts. Like compared to where I come from, Indonesia, I think as far as I know, in Indonesia, it's still like if you want to become a photographer, like a big photographer in Indonesia, I think you like the only way now possible, like a high chance for you to make a living from photography is like taking the clients, like pre-wedding shooting, wedding shooting, model, portrait, everything. But if you go on that way, on this way, like making arts, photo books, exhibition, prints, it's not that much. It's not that many people would love to buy it unless you are big first and then you make something out of it, like after you big. But in Japan, it's different. I did one. I did once a solo exhibition in 2 years ago, and then one of the thing that inspired me is because I was walking to I was walking back to home from my office, and then when I walk, there's a very small gallery, and then there's a photography exhibition inside the gallery, and then a lot of people there visiting the gallery, and then I was like, oh okay, I'm trying to visit it, and then I visit, and then I open like because she was promoting her Instagram and social media like Instagram, Twitter, and then I opened her Instagram and I was like, the followers only 200, and I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
yeah, oh wow, because again back in Indonesia, I think if you want to do exhibition, you need to become a big first before you can do exhibition, and then people organically wants to come to your place to your exhibition, right? But here like 200 followers on Instagram and you do solo exhibition and a lot of people coming to the gallery, and which I believe it's organic people, including me, right? I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this is inspired me to do that, and then I did that in the place where a foot traffic is good, and then yeah, 60% of like, so I did like 2 days of exhibition, and then I think almost 200 people come for
Oh
two
wow,
days.
that's a good turnout.
Yeah, I think 180 something. It's not 200 but 180 something, and 60% of it is strangers who pass by the gallery seeing my poster and then decided to go to come inside. And I was like, and people really buy the art, like my postcard photo prints from the small one to the bigger one, and etc. And I was like, okay, I want to do that again sometime soon. And then yeah, and then yeah, that's what I believe, that at some point I think people can grind and make a living from art here in Japan. Yeah. What about
I
in like, yeah, in the US
in
or
the
something?
U.S. So theoretically, it's possible, but I like you said, I think you need a in the U.S. especially. I think you need a reputation before you have a gallery. So you need to be probably known from social media or known in your town for something or putting out art that people enjoy. You have to have some kind of presence before you launch an art
Hmm.
show, because I think if that happened here, you'd probably have mostly just friends and family. Unless you're in like a major metro area. So it may be different if it was like LA, New York, Detroit, Chicago, somewhere like that. I could see there being a larger art scene where people could just come and visit it. But by and large, I think in the US, the unfortunate situation is, well, fortunate for me because I enjoy it, is that you will have to take on clients to
Hmm.
make a living. You're going to have to take on clients to make a living as a photographer, because I don't think enough people really appreciate or can afford art at the level that you're going to want them to buy at in the US.
Hmm.
I wish I
So
could have an
it's
art show and just be like, my rent's paid for the month.
so yeah, that's gonna be great. So it's a pretty similar situation in Indonesia, right? I think in Indonesia, from what I live, like I live in a capital city. I come from not the capital city, but close to the capital city. But I live in the capital city for like Jakarta for like 5 years or more, and then from I like observe is that like in Jakarta the public transportation is not that good, and then the gallery that you can rent is also not a lot, so that even if you have one gallery, it's most likely inside the mall and it costs you a lot of money. So for smaller creators, smaller artists, or smaller photographers, what you can say, it's really hard. And then thinking about the traffic jam and then bad public transportation, and then how can you expect people who don't know you ride a car for 1 hour just to come to your exhibition, right?
Right?
Yeah, but in Japan the foot traffic is good, so and a lot of gallery you can rent as well, from the cheapest one to the most expensive one. So I think it's more possible and feasible for you to do to selling art or to do exhibition here in Japan.
I think it is. I think people appreciate art more in Japan as well than they do in the US.
Hmm.
For here, it
Hmm.
feels like in a lot of cases, I'm saying for the general public, not for people in mass, just in my general thinking,
Hmm.
there's a lot of people who think art is just something they're not into, but and not realize that they're enjoying art every single day. If they're watching a television show or they're enjoying photos on their social media or they're reading a book, that's all art. And I think a lot of people just take that as background noise and see it as, oh, that's just something I hang on the wall and forget to dust, and it just sits there for years. until I die, and then my family sells it for cheap. It's people don't really appreciate art at the level that I think they used to. There,
Hmm.
there's a growing sentiment in the U.S. that people should be paid well for their art. We need to support the arts, but art can be expensive, and it's hard for artists to keep going when they're not seeing any financial benefits from that because they're going to get
Hmm.
burned out on it eventually if they aren't finding some kind of reward from it, whether it be financial or spiritual or mental reward. If all those things if all those things they need to keep going are lacking, the creation isn't going to be there like it used to be.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah. And in Japan, the good thing is because a lot of gallery, so sometimes gallery also doing an open call for a group exhibition. So if you are not ready for the solo exhibition, you can join the group exhibition with a certain teams, kind of like that, which is great to get
That'd be
started
fun.
and to yeah to know like how to do exhibition, how to hang things on the wall, how to sequencing and etc. I told Dan when he was in Japan, I told him if you are coming to Japan again, maybe next year, next year, let me know and let me know if you want to do a solo exhibition. I can help you to like
Oh, I
to
would love that for him, man.
yeah
He
you
deserves that. He's the nicest guy.
yeah yeah. I was like yeah I'll definitely down to help you. So just let me know and then I can help you to set up the gallery and then everything printing and everything. Yeah, it's also for you, man. If you come here and
Oh
you think
man, I
about the
would love it.
exhibition, yeah,
I would love it so
yeah.
much. There's so many places I want to go. One day when all that YouTube money comes on in, I'm gonna plan on visiting a bunch of people, but I'll probably be dead and gone by the time the YouTube monetization gets there.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully you get some project or anything that you can go to Japan. I love,
Yeah, I would love to
what
go to
really
Japan.
love, yeah. What really love to meet you in real life. Yeah,
Yeah, it feels like I've known so many people from like Substack and Instagram for years now. Like I feel like I know a lot of them in person. And the reality is we've only ever talked through text, and
yeah,
I think there's been a change with the way people talk on social media, especially in the messaging part of social media where
mm,
it might be our generation that has just learned to convey their actual personality through text better because there's a lot of people who I will talk to through like let's say Instagram Messenger and then when I talk to them in person like or talk to them on the podcast or on video I'm like, "Oh my god, this is just the way I was reading this in my head. I'm reading
yeah,
you're talking to me the way I was reading your
yeah,
messages."
yeah, yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
seeing it more and more the more people I talk to and I'm like, I don't remember it used to be being like this. It was just always LOLs and WTFs, and now it's online conversation has evolved through messaging, and it's because we use it so much. I think.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's the same when it comes to me and Dan, for example. We talk a lot on like direct message or everything, and then we finally met 2 weeks ago here in Japan, and it was like all of like a whole day we do photo walk, and then it was all laughing, like
Good man. He was so
yeah
excited.
yeah was like we went to riverside and doing photo walk. It was really nice, and then the funny thing is like Dan said to me like, Herfan, I want to develop a film. Can you take me to like your best film recommendation? And then I have one, my sorry, film lab, and I was like, I have one film lab that I really like, and then I'm gonna take you there. And then I took him there, and then when we met close to the film lab, and then he was like, oh, I forgot my film on the at the hotel.
He didn't. I don't think he told us that. You know, he's like, oh my god, he told him because I'm gonna
Yeah,
message him
and
right after this.
yeah, and then the lab is 1 hour from his place, so it's like no way,
You
no way
missed
you
out.
you go
No.
to the hotel and then come back to here. It's another took another 2 hours, man. And I was like, oh no. And then okay, I have one film. Uh, let me develop there. This is I'm not intend to develop this here, but because I'm here, let develop that. And then okay, we do develop there, and then they put the film on the lab, and then we went on a photo walk, and then the owner of the lab sent me a message like 3-4 hours after we dropped the film, we dropped his film. And then the owner said like, I'm sorry, you don't tell me this is the ECN film, not C41. And then it's ruined all the chemical on the lab.
Oh no. He did tell me that, man. Oh no. He told us that. I remember reading the message and I was like, I audibly gasped. Like, and my fiance's like, what? And I was like, Dan messed up.
Yeah, it ruined all of the chemical on the lab. So the lab need to call the technician from Fuji to fix the tools and everything
Oh,
and the
that's
chemicals,
to
and
be
it's
fair. The lab should have realized that it was. The
yeah,
lab should have
yeah,
realized there was Remjet on it.
yeah. Maybe they are not really checking it because it was me. Oh, Rofan usually like C41, and then it's
Yeah.
yeah. So it's not all Dan fault, of course, and it's all fine now. The owner
Yeah.
also, I'm sorry, not checking and everything, and then Dan and I also talking because it's a time plus tragedy. It's a comedy, right? So now
Yeah.
now it's a comedy. It's a funny story. It just yeah.
Me and Hans got a real good laugh out of it. Dan was mortified. But, I mean, I'm sure way worse things have happened to that lab. And it's just, I bet you it happens to him at least once a year. That was
Yeah,
just Dan's
yeah.
turn to be that once a year.
Yeah. And then the good thing is like because of that, then come to the lab again the day after without me, and then he finally can develop his film there.
Yeah.
The film that he wants to develop, he can develop there. So
I
that's a
wonder if
good
those are the
thing.
photos he just posted today. Because
I
I
think
saw he
so.
posted something. I just haven't had a
Yeah,
chance
I
to
think
look at
so.
it yet.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I quickly read the dance news post. Yeah, it was all fun with it was funny story and everything. Yeah.
I'm glad that
Also,
you guys had fun.
yeah. Also, we went to a riverside, some riverside with a lot of like baseball field, and then we taking a pictures. There's some kids playing football, and then we take a picture from afar, not really close. From afar, we take a pictures, and then someone from maybe the coach or something like coming like came to us and then said, why you take picture of the kids,
Oh
what do you
no.
want to use, yeah, what do you want to use those photo. And then it was like, oh no, we are from far away, it's a film camera, we cannot show. But
Yeah.
we are from far away, we don't take people faces, we don't take kids faces, so please uh be calm on that, and this is only for personal documentary, so not really posting and anything. And it was like, oh yeah, sorry, because uh we are not really want to like people face or kids faces. I was like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just Japan.
Yeah. People get really upset about their kids appearing in photos. And it's not even if let's say it's not even a picture of the kids. They're not the subject of the photo. If you take a picture of, let's say, a street on like a parade or Halloween event or something here, if you take that picture and then the parents see it and want that taken down, they're gonna call you all kinds of names if their kid appears in that photo. And it's just it wasn't like they were the subject. It's a wide scene where anybody could have been in it. There's hundreds of other people, but some people really freak out about it and get weirded out. And I know it's because of a narrative that's been pushed and the very real dangers that can present to children. But at the same time, that's an entire parade line. I don't think anyone's like, there's that kid. But
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
paranoia.
yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. At the same time, like we visiting exhibition and then see someone faces, I want to know this kid. I don't think we do that, right? But at the same time, I also understand that why people don't want to like their face to be shown in somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's always a taboo thing here in Japan, especially because the privacy is huge here. Privacy thing is huge here. Um, yeah, people don't really take people faces photo. I mean, a lot of a good street photographer here taking people faces, but at the same time, it's not really. I mean, still taboo here in Japan. Yeah.
Yeah. In the US, the rules here are if you are on a public street, you have no reasonable expectation of privacy. So
Mm,
you're fair game, but you better know how to fight in case you need to because people will
mm,
flip out about it in the right situation. It's not so much the big cities I see it happening, it's mostly the smaller rural towns,
mm.
especially in the Midwest. They get weirded out about it. But like LA and New York, usually pretty fine from everything I've seen.
Yeah,
It's the smaller like flyover areas.
yeah. I see New York as a street paradise for street photographers, man. Like the scene is all like really supporting for the street photographer, and then the people also like you can take anything there. Like you said before, like if you are in public place and then you just go for it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
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 it can
it's
be
really
tricky
great.
though. People
Yeah.
people have been more outspoken about street photography lately, I think. And I'm somebody who will not just randomly take a photo of some. I won't walk up to somebody and take a photo of their face and then walk away. Like
Mm,
I've seen a lot of people doing, and it's. I don't want to talk trash on the people who do that. I just don't agree with that method.
mm,
It's
mm,
my personal ethics won't let me do that, and I might like look sideways at somebody who does it, but it's their right to do it, and
mm.
they just like I said, they better hope they can fight.
Yeah. Does people confront?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of confrontation about street photography, and it's mostly in smaller towns. Like I've taken street photography in Detroit. People didn't care, but there have been some confrontations where people get upset that they may have appeared in a photo, and sometimes they aren't even in the photo. I just have like my 85 on, and I'm pointing past them, and they think I'm taking a photo of them, but really I'm way past where
Mm,
they're at. They don't realize it until I show them. Then they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And then I could use that opportunity to be like, "But if you would like me to take your photo, I can."
mm. So it's more of a friendly way to finally get his photo or her photos, right?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
even if you ask somebody, half the time they're going to
Yeah.
tell you no. In my area, at least,
Yeah.
bigger cities, yes, because everybody has that, oh, well, yeah, I'd love to. But here,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
like, get
yeah,
away
yeah.
from me, don't talk to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I think in Japan, people rarely confront. Even if they don't really like, people rarely confront things. Like if you have ever see like one content creator like playing a very loud music inside the train with a very loud speaker, where in Japan, inside the train is very quiet,
Yeah.
but no one confront. No one confront. If I
Oh,
was there, I maybe like at least try to punch,
yeah.
because it's really like yeah, it's really this like this disturbing kind of like that, like really really, yeah,
It's
like
disrespectful to not,
yeah, it's disrespectful to
yeah, there's a cohesive set of rules in public in certain places. And I think it's very disrespectful to not follow the rules and
follow.
customs of the
Yeah,
place you're at. It
yeah,
bothers me. It's a pet peeve. If I'm somewhere and I know something is rude and I see somebody doing it, I get heated. Like
yeah.
I the last time I said something to somebody, it's gonna sound stupid, but so I used to be a smoker. I
Mm,
smoked cigarettes for years,
mm,
and I went to this theme park over the summer, and there was a guy there smoking, but there's no more smoking sections. There's not supposed to be any smoking there at all. I'm like, hey man, put the cigarette out. And he was standing in line. It isn't like he was standing off to the side. He was in line and smoking at this big
mm,
family theme park.
mm.
And I'm like, man, like that's a rule here. Just follow the rules. And everyone's like, it's fine, let it go. I'm like, it's not fine, it's a rule.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, yeah, man. I mean, yeah, in photography too, like sometimes there is places there where you cannot take a picture, or like it's not really a rule, but it's like a unwritten rule kind of like that. So like for example, taking people faces, like a very close faces, um I think there is no rule about that, but like you said before, it's a ethics more kind of thing. And yeah, I mean, like in your places, for example, does people like there is a lot, like I mean in New York, I know there is a lot of photographer, street photographer to be more specific. Is your place has a lot of like street photographers, or like a different kind of genre, something?
So in my general area, I'm about an hour north of Detroit, Michigan, and it's very
Hmm.
rural. It's lots of open farmland, and there's a lot of photographers where I live, but they're mostly family portrait,
Hmm.
school and sports photographers. If I want to get to any kind of street photography scene, it's in Detroit. And most of the street photography in Detroit feels a lot like urban exploration, where they go into the old abandoned buildings, the abandoned schools, and they're just trying to document the downfall and hopeful rebirth of Detroit. And Detroit has come a long way now. It's just they could go so much further. And then there's those people out there who are documenting where it's at every step of the way. So that is cool about it. But as far as like the Detroit, or as far as the New York style of street photography or the LA style, I think it's kind of hard to get that in this general area because
Hmm.
I don't know, it's just a different vibe. The Midwest is so different than either of the coasts, and everything shows up to us like 3 or 4 years later. It's hard to
Hmm.
it's hard to find that kind of audience. And I'm sure it's there. It's just a matter of waiting, and I'm impatient. So
Hmm.
I don't know. It's probably there. I'm just not seeing it from where I'm at.
Hmm.
I would
Yeah.
love to see
For
it, but no.
yeah, from what you just told me, it seems like, I mean, I'm curious to see more of your town, you know? Like
Yeah,
I'm cuz my portrait of the states is like New York, LA, the big city, right? New
yeah.
York, LA, and maybe some small snippets from Ohio, from Midday, and then etc., right? But yeah, because of that, and then you told me, and then I'm to be honest, I'm pretty curious on how it's look like on your town. Do you have ever like think about making a project that documenting your town, for example, as a photo books or zines or anything like that?
So the actual township that I live in, I don't even know if I could fill an entire roll of film because there's one traffic light in my town. It's a flashing red light, and that's it. It's we
That's
have a
small.
post we have a post office, a general store, a dollar store, and a post office. And the rest is just that houses. There's not even a gas station. The nearest gas station to
Wow.
my house is uh, 9 miles away. So it's very, very rural. And I have to
Hmm.
drive 20 minutes to get to the nearest like big box retail store where I can buy stuff.
Wow. I
Yeah,
see.
so I'm
So,
surrounded by farms.
mm, yeah. So, if you drive somewhere like 20 minutes, it's already not your town.
Yeah.
It's out of town. Oh, so
Yep.
your town is very rural and not that big,
Yeah, it's
I
very
assume.
small.
I see. It's interesting. I mean, even if yeah, even if that is still interesting to me, but I understand that it's hard to, like you said before, like you said like it's hard to even finish one row out of it, and then yeah,
Yeah, I'd
yeah.
like to do a photo project on it. What I would really like to do in my town is environmental portraits where
Hmm.
I take pictures of people like in their habitat, like in their house because there's a lot of
Mm,
nice farmhouses. There's a lot of nice old big brick houses I think that would be a cool project to show off a little bit of the town the town I live in. But it's also really hard to get people in these small towns to be willing to pose for portraits.
Yeah, yeah. Or maybe you can start from someone who willing, and then if you use film, then you develop a film, scan, and then show that to the people you think they don't want, and then
Yeah.
introduce your project. Hey, I want to make this project. Would you be love to be part of it or something like that?
Yeah. So my fiance's family is on the fire department for the
Hmm.
township I'm in. So I was thinking about doing some portraits for the fire department on film and seeing if they'd let me do that because I have my foot in the door there. So I could be like, "Hey, do you guys want some film portraits taken?" And then I could have like the fire trucks, the fire equipment in the photo. And I think that would be cool and that'd be a way to get
Yeah,
word of mouth going about a project in the town.
yeah,
And that way like people would recognize me and not be like, "Who's the strange man with a camera from 1950 something?"
nice. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah, I think for me, I think the reason why I asked because for me, I think very recently, I really want to document my hometown. It's a city called Bandung. It's 3 hours
Okay.
driving from the capital city in Indonesia, Jakarta. And then the reason I think back when I still lived there, I couldn't see any interesting thing. Like even it's not very small city, but I don't think I can make a project for my hometown, right? But when I go outside Indonesia, live in Japan, and then I realize things like small things in my hometown that I really love, and then I need I think I need to document it, like
You want to go
a
back
corner
home and
of the
see it through
city.
different eyes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I think I don't know, is it because I miss home or or something, or yeah, because
That's
it's really
probably part of
grown
it.
very recent. Yeah, it's really grown very recently. And then maybe if I have a chance to go back home again, maybe next year, and then I really want to document it and making it as a project, maybe zines or photo book. Yeah,
Yeah, you could. That provides a lot of content, man. That's a vlog. That's some reels. That's a zine.
yeah,
That's a photo book.
yeah,
You're just gonna churn it all up. You got to build it up.
yeah,
It'd be.
yeah,
I understand wanting to photograph your hometown. My hometown is actually bigger than the town I live in now, but it's not bigger by much. They have two flashing stopping red lights instead of one, and there's a couple more businesses, but it's still very much the same kind of idea. It's a small farming community in the middle of Michigan, and they're all suffering by of like industry loss or anything like that. And I go back and I'm looking at all these places and I'm having all the memories of things that happened in my hometown. But it's also hard for me to document that because I looked at it for so long that it's kind of hard to look at it through fresh eyes. And once
yeah,
I've been
yeah,
gone long enough, maybe I can go back and be like, "Oh
yeah,
wow, I can't believe I didn't ever see this before."
yeah.
But I'm still at the point where I'm like, I do not want to go back to my hometown. Absolutely not.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's what I feel right now. Like, yeah, I go out from Indonesia and then think that, oh, this is a fresh eye, and then, oh, why I don't see that before, and then it was interesting for me. Yeah, yeah, and then, yeah, for the photo project, have you ever like think about the photo project, or you are working on something now? Like
So
other than the podcast.
I finished up that chestnut orchard that I was working on. Uh, their season actually ended early because they ran out of chestnuts. So I didn't get to document it. Dude, they did pretty good this year. Uh, but I don't know what I want my next project to be necessarily. I'm struggling with it. It might be that fire department thing. I would like to do that. That'd be a cool one. But there's a photo book I am working on. I have a title for it and everything. I'm not sharing that yet, but I have high hopes for it, and I'm actually starting it next month.
Hmm.
I think it'll be fun. It's not going to be necessarily anything different than you may have seen from anyone else, but it's going to be from my perspective, so I'll be more excited about it.
Nice, nice. Yeah, cause yeah, I'm looking forward to that. By the way, and then yeah, for me, I think I mean doing a photo book. By the way, I'm working on my second photo book right now, and
Oh,
then
congratulations, man.
thanks. Before this live stream, I went in the afternoon. I went to publisher and photography. Sorry, publisher and printing company to finalize the specs and everything, like the type of paper and then the cover and then we gonna do the test print in the next 2 weeks. So hopefully it all goes well. And then yeah, the biggest struggle for me, I think, every time I want to make a photo book is sequencing. Like for example, like if you put the early morning shots and then the next one you put night shots, kind of feel jarring a little bit, right? I was
Yeah.
like, but at the same time, so we like, or should I like order it from the morning to night, or I
Yeah, it's
can
all about
go,
what you want to do, how you want to
right,
represent it.
right. So
Yeah,
what
it's
do you think
I,
about that? Like,
oh yeah, okay. I, one thing you will notice about me is that I am deceivingly lazy. So
okay.
I look like I'm always high energy and doing stuff and putting stuff out into the world, but it's writing, video production, and talking to people. So realistically, I can be very lazy with my time. And I don't think I would put necessarily the kind of energy into sequencing the photos so much as I want it to be like a scrapbook with writing and photos
Mm.
when I put it out. So it's going to be it'll read almost like a travel journal with almost Polaroid sized photos and stuff, like the B-roll of the good photos, and then the best photo on this page. So I kind of want to treat it that way in my thought process behind it. But I'm bad at sequencing things, man. Even on Substack, I
Mm.
just toss them up there and hope. If I take the best photo or what I think is the best photo from the set, drop it at the top, and then everything else is just scatter shot, and
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
hopefully it works.
yeah, yeah. In Substack, I do the same, man. Like the
Yeah.
best photo should be at the very top, and then the other side photo is bottom. But for photo book specifically, always like from the my first photo book to the second one, my biggest struggle is always like sequencing and how to order it. Should I put from like the very morning to the night, or should I using all the same film stocks so that all has the same color, or how, or if not, then how to combine different kind of like type of color to one books or one page so it's not feel jarring, kind of like that.
So I would, if I were to do it, I would do it by either subject or location. And
Mm.
that would be my only organizational method. There would be black and white, there would be color, and who knows how jarring it is, but that's the way I would present it because maybe jarring is something that could be good because
Mm.
you could be flipping through a photo book and it's all one well done page. But if you flip through and there's so much to look at, maybe people will take time to actually stop and look and recognize little pieces that they may not see. And I could be wrong. I could completely be full of it. I have no idea. I'm not a specialist in that. But that's the way I would do it. I would
Mm.
just throw it out there in a maximalist fashion.
That's a great, great line for that. Yeah, yeah. I think. I mean, it's again, it's art, right? I mean,
Yeah,
you can just put something out there, and then the way people like seeing your art is something that you cannot control, right?
right. And one way, ever since I was little, I was obsessed with family photo albums. when you like you blow the dust off the
Yeah.
top of them, you open it up, and then there's just chaos. Those were never organized.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was just mayhem. There was Polaroids, there was 5x7s, 8x10s, just pocket-sized prints, and they were never organized, but they were so much fun to flip through and look back in memories on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know everybody's tired of nostalgia online. Like nostalgia has been monetized and commodified to the point that I can't even watch Stranger Things anymore because of how commodified it's become. And I just think putting things together in a family photo album style for me is something that's very interesting because I've always loved family photo albums. So that's the way
Mm.
I would present my photo book. It's just you open it up and there's just mayhem and chaos and there's
Yeah.
something sticky on one of the pages. It's just I wouldn't even want my pages to look clean. I would want my pages to look like somebody spilled coffee on it and then have the photo
Mm.
beside it. It's I don't know. It touches something
Yeah.
deep within my cold dead heart that makes it want it look like a photo album.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good way to present something. And it's really connected to yourself as well, right? I think
Yeah.
the one thing that helped me to do that, it was like, because I'm work as a designer, and then as a designer, um, product designer to be more specific. So as a product designer, you need to get a feedback from someone who will use your design, and then that way alone make me use the same approach or method
Yeah.
when I making art, which is not working like that. Like in design, of course your design will be used by people. Is this design help to solve their problems or not, right? But in art, I think it's like, okay, what do you want to tell to people, and then how people receive it is out of your control. So those two things is something that I still struggle to separate between it, because I'm still working as a designer daily, and
Yep.
then outside that I make something for my photography, which I consider we can call it art, for example.
Oh, your
So
photography
yeah,
is
that's
definitely art. We can call it art because it is.
thank you.
It's
Yeah, that's my struggle so far.
it is a struggle. I see people who come from that kind of background, whether it's engineering, design,
Mm.
anything that has a rigid work set for
Rule,
their
yeah.
rules. Yeah, the rules that they have to follow to move on to the next step. And that's a hard habit to break. And the only way you can break it is through repetition of breaking those rules. And I come from screen printing, printing T-shirts,
Mm.
and that whole system. There's some rules, but it's very loosey goosey, and most of the time, like there's multiple ways to do multiple things, and it's all cobbled together. If you walk into any screen printing shop, it's a nightmare. Every single one of them, every one of those guys is depressed and they're breaking their backs, and it's there's no rules as long as the job is getting done. And I did that for so long. I think that mindset came over to photography where I'm like, well, everybody's done it this way for so long. I'm going to try it this way. And if it breaks the rules, who cares? Because I'm not hurting anybody. And if it fails, it's on me, nobody else.
Mm.
I can blame myself if this photo book doesn't work out or people didn't like a scrapbook idea. But I still tried it my way first. And then maybe I'll try it somebody else's way, but I'm going to do it my way first.
Yeah. Do you do that as well when it comes to photographing people for work, for like say you doing a portrait photography or wedding photography, or because in portrait and wedding photography, for example, there is someone who expect you to do good.
Yeah.
So you
So
still do that, or you have
I
struggle on that switching?
no, not I will play it loosey goosey because like the way I'm talking on the podcast and talking to you now is the exact way I will talk to clients. There's not any
Ah.
codes. There's not any code switching. They know what they're getting when they're talking to me, and it really works to my advantage because I know that banter. I know how to like get people to relax. So I'm never really worried about getting good photos on digital. On film, that's a different story. Terrified of like I will always shoot digital backups for now.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just I don't feel held in by the rules. I will make sure
Mm.
I get the stereotypical shots so everybody's happy with what they get. But I'm also somebody who will be like, hey, let's take a risk and see if this works for your photos. And if
Mm.
not, we already got the good stuff. So let's see if this stupid idea works. And usually by that time, they're so comfortable that they'll be like, okay, yeah, let's try it.
That's a good thing where you can like where you make their like relax first by like telling them you have a backup, you have a good
Yep.
thing before you try something else. Yeah, that's a good way to approach it. Cause I think next one, cause it's been a long time for me to not taking any clients work like portraits on everything, and then
Yeah.
I want to do that again, and I'm
It's fun.
struggle
I
to
love it.
get back because I'm afraid now. I'm afraid to make I mean, can I make people relax? Can I get the shot they wanted to get, etc., etc. So I mean, hearing your thoughts about like having some like usual scene first, so they will feel safe, and then trying something out of the box after. Yeah, probably will something I will try to do. Yeah.
You should. And it's fun to look at a scene with a client and be like, well, what do you see here? What would you see in your mind that you think would be a good photo here?
Mm.
And then after you tell them how wrong they are, you can point out something else and be like, well, what if we use the beach this way instead of shooting out over the open water? How about we shoot down along the beach? Because that this way you have the waves crashing in, you have the hills, mountain, cliff, town over here, and that way it draws it to you. And they're like, okay, you know what you're doing. It
Mm.
and then there's always going to be the people be like, yeah, but we want the ocean in the background. And you take that picture for them, you give it to them, but then you also
Yeah.
take your version of it. It's
Yeah.
I still uphold that. Are you talking about like studio portraits or like out in the wild,
Out
environmental
in the
portraits?
wild. Out in the wild.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Like
that
outdoor.
is just that's just landscape photography.
Mm.
People were going to get mad at me, but portraits out in the wild are just landscape photography, and you put a
Mm.
person where you would want the person in your landscape
Yeah.
photos. That's all
Yeah.
it is. People get mad about it. They give me crap about it, but I'm right, and they're mad at me because I'm right. It's just find a scene that you think is cool.
And then put
Where would a
someone in
person look?
in the
Yeah, where
middle.
would a person look good? Oh, rule of thirds? No, yeah, Fibonacci sequence. Okay, put them there. It's fine. It's a good photo.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
and a lot of it is that we get in our heads because we get out of routines or we messed up once and think that we're not any good. But maybe the way to break through that is to take the pressure off it by ask a friend to go out into the wild
Mm.
and be like,
Mm.
"Hey, I want to practice my portraiture. Can you come out with me?" And most times they tell you no, but sometimes they say yes. And you can just go out there without pressure. And especially if it's another photographer, because you can be like, I'll pose for you, you pose for me. That way we have some stuff to post.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. Cause my plan now is like, again, I'm afraid because it's been a long time, maybe 2 3 years not taking
Oh yeah, it's
any
been a minute.
like, yeah, portrait or like client's job, and then I want to get back, cause some people ask me to do that. I mean, hey, I will go to Japan. Are you open to something like that? And then I think I was thinking that maybe let's start again and like get some penny to filling my film photography, so
Yeah.
I can have something. So my plan is, I mean, I get inspired by you, like asking a friend to go out so I don't have any pressure. And one thing I want to try as well is like my friend also taking some people portraits like constantly, like a lot of people portrait job, and then maybe I can do some B shots. So I'm following him and then do some B shots. So
Yeah.
he will take the pressure out of me because the pressure is on him.
Yeah, he's got
So
the
I
good stuff.
can,
You can mess up if you
yeah, yeah,
want.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I will do my thing. So just, yeah, I'll do my
That's
thing.
such a good
I'm a
idea.
shade, I'm a shadow here. I'm nothing. So don't look at me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like it's like the same idea as being a second shooter at a wedding. because you know the
Yeah,
primary
yeah,
photographer is going to get all the good stuff, and then you're there just
yeah,
hoping for the best. It's the
yeah,
same
yeah.
concept. If I'm not having fun with photography, I'm not doing it. If I'm at a shoot and it's not fun, man, I'm miserable. I'm like, we need to like let's wrap this up. We got to go.
Yeah,
And they're like, we've been here
yeah.
45 minutes. It's a 9-hour wedding, and I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks for the, uh, you know, a way to inspire me to do to get back again to the portrait.
Yeah, it's funny because
Yeah.
I will give people advice and then not follow it. And I'm like, why do I
Yeah,
never
I'll
listen to
let you.
myself?
Yeah, I'll let you know when I do it and how it goes.
Yeah, I'm
Probably more
excited to hear about it
interesting.
because
Yeah,
I haven't seen a lot of portrait work from you. I don't know if I've seen any portrait work from you. I'm sure
yeah.
I have somewhere,
I
but
don't think so. Yeah,
yeah, I'd be interested to see because I think you have a very
yeah,
cinematic, well framed style. You like composition. You definitely
yeah, yeah.
follow composition. So I think it'd be cool to see you have that challenge of putting a human
A
being in your
portrait. Yeah,
compositions.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see how it goes. How it goes. Also, you mentioned about you were working for a printing, like, sorry, printing on the like shirt or something.
Yeah, textiles, t-shirts,
Textile.
hoodies, and
Yeah,
stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah. Have you ever like doing a print to your photos yourself, like what I did right now on a fine art print or darkroom print? Have you ever like do that as well? Trying to do
No,
that as well?
I haven't. I want to. I have not. I my do you know Jess? She was on the podcast.
Yeah,
She's the one who shoots Phoenix really well.
yeah, yeah. I
She's
know.
been giving me so much crap about not printing my work, and I want to. It's just I never remember I never remember or think about it until somebody mentions it. And then I'm like, "Oh yeah, I should do that." And then I never do that. And then the cycle just repeats. It's an ugly
Yeah, yeah.
cycle. So
And
maybe
now
I
my
need to like
cycle as you.
yeah. Yeah, you have that printer now. How much have you been
Yeah.
printing your work?
I print my work once a week at least.
Really? Oh, man.
Once a week at least. Cause
I'm gonna get
one
talked into
is
buying one.
because yeah, one is because the printer I bought is a fine art print, and it's a workhorse, which is workhorse need to work.
Yeah,
And then
you
if
need
you
to,
are not
otherwise
putting, yeah, if
the
you are
jets
not
will
putting
clog.
it in the work, yeah, then you probably will get the cleaning cycle, meaning cleaning cycle will run out of your ink. Run out of ink means you need to buy new ink. Buy new ink costs you more money.
A lot
So
of money.
I don't, yeah, I don't have, uh, like I don't have any like excuse to not a print once a week. So I think that's a good thing. The bad, not the bad thing. The downside of it is if I'm not making a sale of my print, then I will have a lot of print here because once a week I do a print. So
Yeah.
at the same time, I need to find a way to sell my prints somehow.
Do you have like I don't know how it is in Japan, but do you have like little art gatherings or like a farmers market type thing where you can display your work?
Yeah. Um, not really, but I think group exhibition is one way.
Yeah, group exhibition would be
And then
cool.
yeah, probably the theme on the group exhibition is not really matches your style, but sometimes I just join and then put my work that follow the theme and then put my online store on there so people can visit my online store and see my my other work which is will more match my style.
Yeah. See,
That's one way.
I'm gonna interrupt you because I'm rude.
No, no, no.
uh,
No worries.
one thing I really like about art galleries is there's a mismatch, like a mix and match kind of thing in museums.
Mm, mm,
Let's say you go to a museum, there's going to be statues, there's going to be paintings, and there'll be an overall like kind of general theme,
mm,
but the way all of that artwork was created is different and it will look so vastly different from each other. And I wish that local photography shows